The USA is the child of Europe. It has also become a melting pot of non-Christian culture. The rise and decline of Christianity in the US can be understood on both accounts. Today's Europe is far less religious than the US, and a reason for this may be the checkered history of European Christianity, in which much of faith was once the whim of monarchical rule or papal overreach. People in Europe will recall their holy wars, whereas in America and the creation of its religious identity, religious freedom won the day. The Statue of Liberty symbolizes the Enlightenment value for freedom, including religious freedom, and the freedom to not be religious at all. This liberty of choice has both contributed to this rise and decline. In Section 3 of our text, Nickens points out the intellectual developments in Europe beginning in the 17th century which contributed to the decline of Christianity in the U.S. Rationalism, which saw the individual and reason as the seat of all knowledge, in which humanity was perfectible by using its own reason. Self-reliance as the best gauge for truth apart from institution. The elevation of the importance of the individual above that of God, and a distrust or disbelief in divine inspiration of Scripture. The historical critical method of interpreting or reinterpreting Scripture. In Section 4 of our text, Nickens points out similar developments in 20th century America, such as the rise of liberalism, the modern interpretation as opposed to a more traditional one. For many in the U.S. today, intellectualism is an impediment to faith, while for others, advances in scholarship have increased the sturdiness of one's faith and the reliability of Scripture. Other isms of our day include scientism, the extreme of which sees science as the only road to absolute truth. Secularism, which tends to push faith to the outskirts of public life. Atheism, the purely materialistic or naturalistic view of life, which can lead to nihilism. A pessimistic view of life, which provides life no meaning to love or suffering. Multiculturalism, the influx of non-Christians or non-Westerners into the U.S. We can see a range of attitudes that reflect the decline and rise of Christianity in the U.S. Some today may be overwhelmed by Christianity, unsure how the ancient world relates to our own, uncertain of the sovereignty of a Jewish God in a world of plurality. Some may be disillusioned by religion, while others simply do not wish to affiliate with one. Some may be non-religious, even while they know that there is something to it. In today's information age, pseudo-history and sensationalism can dissuade some from a truer understanding of Christianity. Some today liken Christianity to the ancient myths, whereas a student of history like Clive Staples Lewis likens the ancient myths to a foreshadowing of the true myth, the actual incarnation of God, recorded in Scripture. Some may blame Christian society for perpetuating slavery, while others recognize that Christians like William Wilberforce were the ones to abolish it, that the Christian West was the first civilization to ever abolish slavery. Christianity in its rise can be seen as the ongoing, stabilizing force in the U.S., the nation's secret strength, holding back darkness through the power of prayer, charity, love of family and community, great accomplishments, a godly work ethic, the diligence of the upright to keep in check the empire of our time. At a lecture at L'Abri, Rochester, scholar John Hodges reflects how the barbarians of the medieval period overthrew Christendom, but 1,000 years later were converted to the faith they conquered. Hodges posits a similar result in the apparent decline of Christianity in the West today, that in the long run, Christianity conquers what seems to conquer it. Writer Alton Gansky points out that the church has always done its best under duress.